There are a couple of things that haven't changed in Kuwait. The real warm hospitality of Kuwaitis. I remember Kuwaitis inviting me to their homes and having wonderful meals even back in 1988. What has changed, though, is the development in Kuwait. The country, the city is much larger, it's more developed. There are more cars on the roads, there are far more roads than there used to be, and a lot more economic activity. I remember thinking that when I was walking along the Gulf in 1988, that the Kuwait towers were very tall. But when I came back in August of 2014 and walked to the towers and then looked over at the Hamra building, I said, boy, Kuwait has really grown since I was here last in 1988.
Well, yes, definitely it grows when it comes to construction, but what about the economical environment? Have you noticed any changes, especially after 2003 and the statement of His Highness Emir of Kuwait from changing Kuwait to a more friendly economical environment? Have you seen or noticed changes?
Yeah, Abdul Wahab, you're exactly right. I have seen some changes, especially some changes since I've been here over the past year. There is a lot more economic opportunity in Kuwait than I remember from 1988. In 1988, obviously, Kuwait was very strong in the hydrocarbons in the oil industry. But what we see now in Kuwait is potential to move into lots of different directions. The Kuwaiti government has put out its 2035 vision to look forward to diversify the economy, to try to develop a knowledge-based economy, and to try to encourage foreign investors to come into Kuwait. My understanding is that that's not because Kuwait needs money. Kuwait exports capital and invests in other countries. But what the government wants to see in Kuwait is modern technology, modern processes, and international standard business practices. And I think that there's a very good infrastructure that is being put in place.
Are we in the right way?
I think you're moving in the right direction. Over the past 3 weeks, I spent a lot of time traveling across the United States with Sheikh Dr. Mishal Jaber As-Sabah, the director of the Kuwait Investment Promotion Development Authority. And I was in Houston talking to people in the oil industry, but also in New York, also on television, and in Washington, promoting the opportunities in Kuwait and the new legal infrastructure in Kuwait that makes it easier for foreign companies who want to bring new technology or to bring new kinds of education or medical care to Kuwait than was possible even a year ago. So we are optimistic about Kuwait, and now I think Kuwait's legal infrastructure makes it, if not the most liberal in the Gulf, to bring in this kind of technology and know-how. It can certainly compete with all the other countries in the Gulf, and we're very bullish on Kuwait's future.